Hey Werewolves, it's lpshowlingwerewolf here, and this is going to be a bit different from my other videos. So, as you all know, we are kind of in quarantine and that all this stuff is happening, and I know a few people in my own life who their mental health and everything has gone down, and if you are a person with anxiety like me and a few people out there that I know that have it, it's going to cause you massive anxiety about what is happening now and scared for the world and just scared for everything else that's going on. So I've also wanted to do kind of like a video. I was going to do one on Instagram, but I decided just to do it here. So yeah. Okay, so this video is going to kind of help you, I guess, find motivation as well and kind of help you to be productive and kind of help you with forgetting kind of what the world has going on and kind of help you with mental health, because I know a lot of people are stuck inside, and being stuck inside without talking to people for a very long time is not good for the human person. So yeah, and also any of these facts are not stated by doctors or anything. I'm not a doctor. I am not a professional person. These are just pretty much my own tips that I use to kind of be productive, kind of be able to do schoolwork without stressing, and kind of be able to just get through this quarantine with kind of a positive outlook, I guess. First thing we're going to talk about is being productive. Now, if you don't know what being productive is, a lot of people describe it as pretty much getting things done like work or school work and all that stuff. And as you guys know, right now we are stuck inside, and a lot of people are doing school online because sadly we can't be in classrooms because of this whole thing that's going on. So we have to do school work online. So I think the best way to keep productive is to make lists. Now, you can either make these on your phone, on paper, or just make it up in your mind, kind of. And yes, a lot of people are probably going to say, that's like a bucket list. No, it's not. It's a list for that day. So you could put the day, or you can just put pretty much, these are what I want to get done today, and write stuff down. And I think the best way to do this is to star 3 things you want to get done that day. So say you write down 5 things you want to get done that day, and at least put a star on 3 of them that you really want to get done that day. And the rest of them you can move to the next day if you do not get them done. Do not worry if one of the things on your list you do not get done, because you can just move it to the next day. But don't keep moving it to the next day, to the next day, to the next day. At least try to get some of it done. Even if you have a plan to, example, do a music video. If you get a little bit of it done that day, it still counts as you at least try to be productive. Schoolwork is productive as well. So I do this usually at night. I think of what I want to do the next day, and I have usually 3 things that I say before I go to bed. I say, these are the 3 things that I want to do tomorrow. Now, you do not have to do them. You don't have to do what I do before you go to bed. You could just write them down the next day or something. But I think it's really good to make lists because it does help you to figure out what you want to do and to be productive with your time that you have, since most of us are indoors now. And it also helps you to figure out, I'm doing schoolwork and then I'm going to do this and this and this and this. And it helps you. It really does, because I know a lot of people say like lists don't help. They don't. But sometimes they really do. They really do. Also, before I continue on, I know that not all of these will help some people, but at least if it helps you just a little bit, then that's good too. But yeah, the next thing I think that is really good is to take some breaks from different things. So take a break from watching the news. The news is a big part of our culture. We have it to learn about different things that are going on in the world. But if you watch way too much news in this time, it's going to make your mental health go down. It's going to make you even more anxious. It's not going to help you. And the best thing now is to not watch the news every day. Go do something else. Like, you could do whatever, listen to music, do something. Don't always watch the news. The news is something that will, it's not the best thing to watch all the time because there's constantly people turning on the news, turning on radio stations, listening to, you know, the cases and everything, and nobody wants to hear that every single day. So just put in some headphones, watch YouTube, listen to music, do something that will occupy you, that will kind of drown out the sound of the news. Now, I'm not saying don't ever watch the news, but don't watch it every single day, every single hour. That will drive you insane. Not literally, but it will make your anxiety a lot worse. I should know. I don't want to watch the news every day because that just makes my anxiety go everywhere, because you look at the TV or you listen and you hear the cases and everything, and it's nerve-wracking. So at least find something to do. Draw, listen to YouTube, listen to music, whatever you can do to not watch the news every single second. Next one is to communicate somehow. Now, I know these days we all cannot go to our friends and talk to them physically, but you could FaceTime them, you could Skype them, you could just text them, you could send them video messages, or you could send them voice messages like you can on Instagram, or pretty much any way to communicate with your friends. I know that the human pretty much brain needs communication pretty much because we all get lonely if we do not have anybody to talk to. Pretty much we can't function. A lot of the time you can't function without human interaction. And the bad thing about it is not a lot of people can get human interaction because you don't have anybody to talk to. So you could do it like that. Yes, I know it's not physically, they're like not physically there with you, but at least you can try. You can talk to your pets. Yes, I know pets probably have no idea what you are going through or pretty much what is happening, but at least you could try to talk to them. I know they don't listen. I know they don't listen very well, but at least you can try to talk to them because I do that at times, and it's really weird to talk to your animals, but at least they're listening and you can tell your problems to them. And I know they can't really help you, but even venting to an animal helps. I know they can't really physically help you, but if you don't have anybody to vent to a cat, vent to a dog, vent to a hamster, a gerbil, anything, and it can relieve stress from you. I'm pretty sure it can. Or just spend time with your animals as well. If you don't have anybody that you can physically spend time with, animals will enjoy that time with you. Yes, I know they're not always wanting to have time with owners, but sometimes it's good to just, talk to an animal or spend time with an animal to pass the time. Okay, and one of the last things I'm going to talk about, probably the second to last thing, is we all know social media: Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, every other thing, YouTube, any other social media everybody knows about and everybody continues to watch and everything and talk to. And I think the best way with this is Now that we're in quarantine, everybody is on their phone more than ever, Snapchatting people, doing all that. I think at least for an hour, if you can do this, or for a day, take a break from the social media. I try to do this. Usually I do it when I'm asleep, but it's kind of good to just take either a day or a few hours from being on social media. Because all we ever see now on social media is quarantine, and also on Twitter you can see the news. And the bad thing about that is that you could see again what the news is telling you. The news either on Twitter or the news in real life is going to tell you pretty much the same thing, because usually it's from every news site. So I think it's kind of good to take breaks from that. And yes, I know everybody's going to be like, well, what do I do now? Take up a hobby. Take up a new hobby. Like, take some time away from Instagram or Snapchat and draw. Or take some time away from social media to make up characters. Or take some time away from social media to, I don't know, do something. Do something that would be productive. You could write. If you like writing, then write a story. It doesn't have to be a long story. It could literally be 4 sentences. At least try doing something. It could be researching, like, planets or something. Or Greek mythology or anything. Just try to do something that will keep you off of social media for a little bit. I do that with drawing because most of the time I'm watching YouTube, but sometimes it doesn't even have to. You could do anything. You could do yoga for a little bit, or whatever hobby you want to take up, you can do without having to look at social media for 3 hours. Because I know a lot of people don't have anything else to do. And yes, I know a lot of people have friends on there, but I think sometimes it's really good to take breaks from social media. Yes, I know a lot of people want to be productive these days and just be on social media constantly. But I think you should take time away from it to figure out new hobbies and other things you could be good at than just being on social media. And yes, I know a lot of people are going to tell me, well, I don't have anything else to do. Do something. Find something. It doesn't matter. Like, it could be anything. Some of the things I've named off, maybe you don't like to do. Painting. Anything. I'm just trying to give some, like, ideas. Anything. Making music. Thinking. Ideas, anything that you can think of that will be a really good hobby for you and that you could possibly enjoy, you should do. And taking breaks from social media is not going to kill you. I know a lot of people, I kind of sound like an adult, but it's not going to kill you. It's going to actually help you, because hearing the news and hearing what other people are doing and just it can make your mental health go down. And yes, I know everybody wants to be there to help everybody and everything, but sometimes you gotta work on yourself too. Sometimes you gotta be able to take time for yourself. And yes, I know it's not always good to be alone, but sometimes you gotta be alone. Sometimes you gotta have alone time. I know I do, and I know alone time is not always the best in this time, but sometimes you gotta have alone time. Sometimes you just can't be on social media constantly. You need time for yourself, you need to be able to do schoolwork, you need to be able to draw, write, whatever you want to do. So I know this video was not the best, because I'm not good at explaining, but at least I try to give you guys a little bit of stuff to do. I think the best thing is to make lists either on your phone, on a piece of paper, in your mind. I know this wasn't a very video that really I guess, explained a lot of things because I don't exactly know what I wanted to say, but this is pretty much what I've got. I hope this video helped at least you guys a little bit. I know that I'm not good at explaining things the best, but yeah. So if any of these help you, I really hope they do. I know that not everybody will make lists. I know that everybody can take time off of social media, but I think if you at least do a little bit of it, it will help. And by doing lists every day, you could kind of get into a routine of doing it. I know that everybody wants to make like a physical list, but you could, and you could check off different things. And you could also do almost like a bucket list. And the things you can accomplish, little tiny things, even if you accomplish little tiny things just a tiny bit, at least you know you did it a little bit. And it does really help to try. So that is all for this video. If you guys have any tips that you guys want to, like any tips that you guys have, you could also say them in the comments. I don't know if this video is going to have comments or not, that is up to YouTube, but I'm going to put this video on my community tab. I will put it on my community tab, and then you guys can tell me any ideas that you guys have or any things that you guys do to help you stay motivated, help you stay productive. I hope this helps somebody out there. I'm not the best at, explaining things, as I said, but hope this helps somebody at least. And if it does help you, please let me know, because I want to make sure that I'm at least trying. But that is all for this video. I hope it helped somebody out there or a few people, and that is all for this video. I will see you guys in the next video. Please don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe and join the Werewolf Pack, because it's amazing here, and I love you guys, and stay safe and everything. We will get through this pandemic together, so that is all, and I will see you werewolves in the next video. Stay strong, werewolves. Arrgh!